Hi. Today, in our today's lesson, we are going to learn how to find percentages and calculate percentages out of amounts. But before we do that, let's see what a percentage is. So a percentage is a proportion that shows a number as parts per hundred. So a number as parts per hundred. The symbol of a percentage is written like this. It means percent. Percent. So the symbol means percent. This means, for example, let's take one number 9 out of every 100. Or we can also write this one as 9 over 100. So percentages are just one way of expressing numbers that are part of a whole. These numbers can also be written as fractions or decimals. For example, 50% can also be written as a fraction, 1 over 2, or as a decimal, 0.5. So we have as decimal 0.5, fractions 1 over 2, and as a percentage 50%. They are all exactly the same amount. But how do we calculate percentages of amounts? Percentages of amounts can be calculated by writing the percentage as a fraction or decimal and then multiplying it by the amount in questions. Example. So we need to find, let's take one number, 16% of one number, for instance, 40. Okay, we need 16% of 40. What is the number that we get with 16%? How do we do this? So this 16% is the same as 16 per 100. So we have 16% written as fraction, 16 per 100, if we want to calculate that. So to find 16% of 40, what we do is we multiply the fraction 16 over 100 by 40. That's the formula. So the solution goes 16 over 100 times 40 times 40. Then again, 16 over 100 times 40 over 1, then again 16 over 100 times 40, 100 times 1, then again when we multiply 16 times 40, 100 times 1, we get 640 times 100. If you have a calculator with you, you can go ahead and calculate 16 times 40, but you will eventually get 640. We can also omit 1 0 to make it more simple. So we get 64 times 10, and when we divide 64 by 10, what we get is 6.4. So that's the amount. That's 6 times 4 constitute 16% of 40. So this represents 6 times 4 represents 16% of this amount. So this is how we calculate percentages of amounts. So until the next lesson, have a nice day and try to do some exercises in finding percentages. The more you exercise, the easier it is to learn and to know how the percentages are calculated. Bye.